Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, what happened today? We had an interesting day. We had an FOMC meeting. We had Powell say a lot of stuff. We had Trump say a lot of stuff. And we had a lot of earnings where a lot of companies said a lot of stuff. So, does that mean the Bitcoin cycle, as we know it, is over? Well, let's discuss. And is that a bad thing or a good thing? Let's take a look at everything that happened today, guys. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. You know what? We are higher right now than this morning. We're not lower. So did Powell say something good? Not really. But the market actually took it in a good way. So Bitcoin is at 104.4. So in case you guys are wondering, we're not far off from the 105 that we were at just a few days ago. So we're almost back. And it looks like we may be getting ready for that next leg up finally. Okay, but what was said today? Well, not a whole lot. Powell kept the rate steady. He did not cut the Fed fund rate, which was not unexpected. A lot of people thought maybe he would change his mind because Trump said before he would demand a rate cut. He did not listen to him. However, I don't know if you guys were listening. I was listening. He was not very hawkish. He was actually kind of neutral, right? So he was like leaning more on the dovish side. Basically, he's like, yeah, you know what? What we're doing is working, right? Love to see inflation continue to come down a little bit, but otherwise, things are looking pretty darn good. That's basically what he said. He didn't say anything too dramatic, right? He didn't have a really hawkish stand like, oh, we're not going to be looking at raising or cutting rates anytime soon. Like, nothing like that. The reporters were pressing on a few things, like about Trump, which he refused to answer. Reporters pressed upon, just like whether the Fed follows executive orders. He says they tend to align, but he didn't go into details why, right? But overall, it was not bad. It wasn't bad. As good as, I guess, as can be. And that's why afterwards, during you had Bitcoin, go through some volatility, and then all of a sudden like this, like we had it go down, boom, and then up, boom, like we had some, right? But overall, it was a positive thing, and a lot of things flipped around afterwards. But Trump did not like that. Trump, hours later, blasted Powell on Truth Social, saying that Powell was the one who created inflation mess, and he's not doing anything about it. So obviously Trump wanted to see a rate cut, but did not get it. But Trump, he already said that he's not going to try to fire Powell, even though he has no authority to. So they're just going to have to figure out a way to get along. Again, Powell said something interesting about how the Federal Reserve tends to align with executive orders. So I don't know. Trump would do something where like he signs an executive order basically guaranteeing interest rates at a certain level or something like that. If he did that, I wonder if Powell would then have to listen. I don't know if that's actually something he would do. We'll see, right? But basically, that's what came out today. Overall, it wasn't bad. It was a nothing burger. It was a nothing burger. But one thing that did come out that was very good was Powell said that banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers. And this aligns with what was recalled recently. Basically, this mandate that banks can't be a custodian for crypto. That has been removed, so they can. And Powell agrees. Banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers. So hopefully that means that, banks won't like close people's accounts because they're trying to buy crypto or sell crypto or even custody crypto, right? So overall, I'd say this is a win. This is a win for sure. We got through it. Now we don't worry about another FOMC meeting until March when we could get a cut, right? But for now, we're past this. And overall, the market's reacting good. And Powell knows. He knows all about crypto. He's not negative on it. He's probably the only past regime like appointee that wasn't negative on it. He's not pro, but he's like neutral at least. Everyone else was very anti, but they're all gone. Okay. But, this is what I based my title on. Why the Bitcoin cycle as we know it is over because of Trump and his executive order, right? Just because a cycle, as we know, is over, does not make it a bad thing. And I'm talking about how we could be entering a super cycle, one that we have never, ever, ever seen before because of the executive orders that have been put into place, and all the appointees are looking at the future and making crypto a part of it. Man, there is really no stopping Bitcoin from going forward and onwards literally forever. There's no reason why we need to have another crypto winter. After Bitcoin becomes a strategic reserve for the United States and for every single state there is, and with all the other nations FOMOing in, there is really no reason why we go through the same cycle as before, where we go through a 2.5, 3 year of crypto winter, then we come back up in the final year where we have a bull run. I would say the 4-year cycle going forward is probably going to be very, very different after this year. I truly believe it. We talked about it many times in the past, but I truly feel like, especially with Trump at the helm, and he's going very pro-crypto, I think it could definitely happen. Definitely happen. Here's another state, Illinois, introducing a bill for strategic Bitcoin reserve. How many states is that? We talked about South Dakota, Utah, Arizona, Illinois now, like New Jersey. Every single state wants to join in. A big reason why we're probably not going to have the same kind of cycle as before. And here's the good thing. Seller exhaustion has hit rock bottom. Recently we have a lot of volatility. But as you guys know, we kept holding at 100, even though we bounced a little bit below it, but we held at 100. Man, it's not even like last month when we broke down to like 92, 94 or something. We held, right? So we got a really good base. There's not a whole lot of sellers out there. There's not a whole lot that are daring to sell their bag when they know the next leg up is right around the corner. And I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys are too. So get ready. Get ready. It's going to be marvelous. It's going to be marvelous, that's for sure. And not just for Bitcoin, but for many other crypto projects out there. Let's talk about a few American-based crypto projects that are going to see a very bright future this year. Cardano being one of them. So they are in their final stage, okay, in their final era, where they are focused on a few things, but the main thing is decentralized governance. Okay, and with this, Charles Hoskinson says they become the most decentralized chain out there, including governance, which will rule everything Okay, the people that hold ADA will be able to vote on parameter changes, treasury withdrawals, hard forks. Every single thing about Cardano will be ruled by the people. So it's not like a fake thing. You can even vote Charles and IOHK out if you wanted to. Right? But besides that, there are other things that they are working on. For example, scaling. Cardano isn't the fastest chain right now, but they're trying to be multi-chained, right? So that every side chain will allow thousands of transactions, which makes Cardano infinitely scalable. Okay. No fees, no congestion, and super decentralized and more flexible, and all this stuff, like all this crazy stuff that they're working on right now, right? So Charles has his vision to make Cardano great again. And because they're based in the US and they have really close ties right now with SpaceX, with the Doge, with the administration, with everything else, man, Cardano's in a really good position. And if you're looking at this, they're the third most developed, or third most development activity chain out there, behind Hedera, and I won't name number one. But a lot of these are American based. Hedera is, Chainlink is, right? It's good. And according to this chart, Cardano is kind of like consolidating right now. And if this is true, it's getting ready to make that next leg up, which will push it to about $2. That's more than double where it is right now, which is great. Great. Another one is Sui. A lot of people don't think Sui is American-based, but it is. And they are live on Phantom, which is a terrific wallet, the biggest one for Solana, but now they are on Phantom as well. Sui also came out with a recent SMS feature where you can send people Sui using text messages. That's pretty cool. I don't think anyone else has that, right? So whenever you want to send, that just makes things easier. If you want to send your friend or whoever some Sui, you can. And they are American-based. They have a whole lot of activity, TVL, addresses, volume, everything's going up. A lot of people are charting it as well, saying that the next target is $6.50. It's pretty high. But there is unlock. A lot of people are worried about Sui's unlock. They have a whole bunch of tokens that are waiting to be unlocked, but it's years out. But on February 1st, there will be another 0.8% being unlocked, about 250 million. So some people are afraid that that may cause disruption, or that could be the bottom point, and then they start moving once again, because Sui has been very, very, very hot in 2024, and they could definitely pick it up in 2025 once again. All right. Outside of these, there's really not much else going on. I did mention a lot of companies reported today, all talking about pretty much AI. Zuckerberg says Meta won't slow down AI spending despite DeepSeek's breakthrough. So DeepSeek did what Zuck did with much less money and much less time, but Mark is like, I don't care. I'm going to continue to commit spending $65 billion as my AI push this year. But Facebook went up today, or Meta went up with it today, because he actually made some pretty good money, so good for him. Microsoft also reported they gave some bad guidance, but overall their AI business is growing. Their partnership with OpenAI is doing really, really, really well. And Tesla reported. which is weird because they reported bad numbers, yet their stock went up. But I will say this, Grok, which is Elon's AI project within the X, is one of the best out there, and it's not completely free. If you're paying for the check mark, you get it. It's really, really good. And you know what else is really good? FSD. FSD on my Cybertruck is terrific. I use it all the time, and it just drives itself everywhere. It's so good now. So unsupervised FSD is going to be released soon. So his vision of FSD is finally going to come true this year. I'll just say that. And Bitcoin's heading higher. All right. So let's do it. Let's do Q&A. All right, let's see here. Chad Jacobs, you're welcome. Today was a really good day. I kind of expected more volatility after the FOMC meeting, but I'm glad people saw it as a nothing burger because it really wasn't, and Powell wasn't that hawkish, so it was good. Kyle, Jewel looks so dead. Any hope for DFK? Yes, a lot of hope. As long as they don't give up, which they're not, there's always hope. Do you think this cycle follows more closely to 2017 and 2021? Yep. I showed many charts that show that we are basically mimicking 2017 to the T. It's exactly, if you overlay it, it's exactly the same. Are we still targeting 250K by end of the year? Yes. Nothing has changed. Little distractions here and there in terms of these dips or fun moments really do not change anything. Now, if we're still at 100K by November this year, okay, then we're not going to hit it by the end of this cycle. But, man, we're still in the first month of this year. Oh, today's Wednesday. How is it Wednesday already? How is it Wednesday already? Man, I thought it was Tuesday. All right, DCA day. All right, so overall, portfolio is still looking good. Up 114%. Let's see, week over week, do we go down slightly? 1.25%. So, like, basically no move. All time up 170%. Let's do some buying here. I talked about Cardano today. Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Sui, all terrific. I got BNB in there, VeChain, Chainlink, terrific. Jupiter. Stacks has not been performing. XRP, start loading up on XRP, so that's good. Still underway. Phantom, turning to Sonic. Injective, a little bit underperforming, near underperforming. Hedera is doing well. Say underperforming. A lot of these are underperforming. You got to go with the American-based ones right now. Like that's the new. You got to go with the trend here. I feel like I should change out some of these. Some of these are just not going to do well. Like I really don't believe in like optimism anymore. Or yeah, some of these I just like. I rather have. It's not that I don't believe in it. I just rather hold something else. Like Pith Network, I rather hold Chainlink at this point. Myro, I'd just rather hold any other meme besides Myro. Yeah, like Say, I'd rather hold Sui at this point. Polygon, I'd much rather hold Sui at this point. I think I gotta change some. John says, how come there's so little response in terms of BTC's price to all the news? You just got to be patient, man. You just have to be patient. When it starts moving, it's going to move really quick. Just like when we moved from 60K to 100K, it moves very quick. The next move will be as quick as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to add. I'm going to add a couple American-based projects. I'm going to add Hedera and XRP. I'm just going to keep loading on because I'm very underweight in both. Where's the add button? All right, so $50 in each one. All right, and then H bar. There we go. XRP and H bar this week. Oh, by the way, I made a couple posts, but I revived my Spanish channel and my Chinese channel. Using AI, man, it's so good. It's so good that, hey, you can't tell that I'm not a Spanish speaker. Listen to this. De nuevo a CryptosRUs. Soy George. Todos somos George. Bienvenidos, transmisión Apertura Mercado. Y luego tenemos reuniones del FOMC todo el tiempo. ¿Sabes? Es como una cosa tras otra, tras otra. Y luego ya sabes temores de que alguien venda y esto y aquello. Pero ¿sabes qué? En general Bitcoin es fuerte, no va a ninguna parte, pero estamos esperando eso. Eso, próximo impulso hacia arriba. Anyways, so yeah, that's my Spanish channel. And the same thing with my Chinese channel, which I know is not going to get as many views, but if you guys have friends and parents that are native Spanish speakers, send them that way. The link is in the description. Or maybe it's just not AI. Maybe it's just I'm really good at Spanish. Mike is asking, Telcoin. Man, Telcoin is an old coin, man. Remittance coin, Remittance project, bank and digital cash. I mean, they had that, Mike. They had that a while ago. I was really bullish on them. And then just like, I don't know what happened. They were all focused on remittance to Africa and Europe, and it just seemed like it went nowhere. Yeah, please join. I'm gonna grow those channels and make more people Georges. Habib says, George, you still owe us a strip dance. What for? What? For what? What did I promise? Joe says, what do you think about meme coin as making a decentralized trader fund token with royalties? Buying and burning its main token. Check it out. Has this bond before? First of all, what you're describing is not a meme coin. And second of all, what you're describing is definitely a security. So I would not be touching that with a 10-foot pole. Tyler says, do you think a bull run is out of the question? And we will see a more steady climb with surges at the beginning. You know, you might be right about that, though I still think we're going to see like big surges, like you said. Or, you know, like you could consider them steady climbs. Maybe we are not going to get like a huge surge from like 100 to 200 immediately. But yeah, I stair steps, like, I think we're still going to see those. I just think the previous cycles, like how we behaved, 2.5 years of down crypto winter, and then 1.5 years of recovery and bull run, I really think after this cycle is over, we're not going to repeat that. I think we're just going to keep on going, have small dips, stair step upwards, and just keep on going. What do you think about borrowing against Bitcoin without selling it? I've thought about it too. It's just dangerous. You know, whenever you put down collateral, you know, there's always a chance you could lose it. Keep in mind, whoever you borrow from could also, they're a counterparty risk. They could also go bankrupt or get hacked. So keep that in mind too. Thomas, thank you, man. Or you're welcome. Echoes. I definitely think ETH is ready to move. How are you feeling about ETH? I'm not a fan of ETH at all. ETH is being replaced by others slowly. So not a big fan of ETH. There are a lot of people that are still clinging on ETH from the last cycle thinking, ETH is going to come back. ETH is going to come back. I mean, it will break through its previous high, but it's not going to go on a crazy run like people think it will. There's just too much competition now. Solana has eaten its lunch, and it's got to read the, you got to read the room. How will the worst housing crisis in history affect the crypto market? It won't, because it's not the worst housing crisis. And Yeah, that's that. We already had the worst housing crisis, and that was back in last recession. What do you see yourself doing in 3 to 5 years? Probably more or less the same, just less of it. Be less of the face and more behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot right now to try to grow the brand and make it more operational without me. Maybe in 3 to 5 years, I'll be able to generate videos, AI videos of myself, and you guys won't be able to tell. And then I'll seem like I'm working forever. Low IQ, do I still use Ledger? Yes. What happened to the backdoor rumor? I talked to him. You have to choose to enable it. If you don't, it's not going to be enabled. That's it. As simple as that. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Overall, today was a pretty good day. Pretty good day. So tomorrow could be better. The only thing that's holding us back, I guess, right now is Friday. Friday is the 31st. Last Friday this month, we're going to get futures and options expiration. So that might hold us back. But seeing how today we rose up, we're almost back to 105. You know, tomorrow could be a good day. I think a lot of people were really fearful of what Powell would say. And he was very dovish today. So it's looking good, guys. Looking good. All right. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And make sure you subscribe to my other channels. Description. The links are in the description. And that's it.